Hey guys, it's Chris, and today we're going to do a review of the new Hubitat Elevation. This is a smart home hub that will be replacing my Wink, because Wink lately has had some difficulties with its stability. I was a huge fan of Wink when it first came out for its app and all of its integration. So right here, this is my Wink hub, and it's been doing pretty well. But this little guy is the Hubitat Elevation, and for reference, that's my finger. It is super duper duper small. Look at that. I was worried about Z-Wave antenna range, but not bad at all. One little green light. On the back it just has Ethernet and the power. We're going to be replacing the devices that are currently on the Wink hub to the Hubitat. Let me show you the interface. Okay guys, so here we are looking at my screen for the Hubitat Elevation. So when you first start up your hub, you basically just plug it in and you go to the Hubitat.com website and you create an account and you sign in and you click Find My Hub. Since you're on the same network inside that you're going to be using the hub on, it'll find it and give you its IP address, and then you just click and you're in. There are several different places that you can go. There are dashboards and devices and apps, of course settings, app code, driver's code, system events, and logs. We're not going to get into that right now. The dashboard is where you can create a custom layout. There is no app for Hubitat at this time. The benefit of Hubitat over Wink is everything you do runs local. All of this stuff will work without the internet being plugged in at all. It runs local. All of your things run local inside of the little device itself. You can download all of the code to back up your devices and your apps and everything you want. Now, what do I mean by apps? Like, the app was my phone app, right? No. On the Hubitat, you can see right here I have some devices that are Z-Waves that I have been migrating from the Wink 2 hub to this Hubitat hub. So I'll go over how to do that in a minute. It's pretty simple. You just discover a device and then you have to do a couple different things to your device, but we'll go over that in a minute. So as you know, on my smart home, I use everything through Google Home. So on my apps here, you can see I have Google Home, a dashboard, simple lighting, cat timer, turn on the front outside lights at sunset and sunrise, and notify for texting. That's a pretty cool feature, an email or whatever. So you click up here, add a built-in app, and these are all built in. So they have the Amazon Echo for the two of them, Echo Skill and the Amazon Echo app, which are similar to the Google Home app. You basically sign into your Google account and you say add, or your Amazon account, add a service, link an account, Hubitat, put in your information that you signed up on their website for, and you're done. And on my Google Home, it just lists all the devices that I want to integrate with Google Home, and you can check them off, and then you say update and done, and that allows Google Home, when you say, hey Google, update my devices, it will then synchronize all of these devices to your Google Home app on your Android or your iPhone. And the same would follow for the other apps. Like right now, the dashboard here. So if I go to dashboard, you can see I made a basic dashboard, and the yellow are the lights that are on. So if I click, hi cat. So if Max, I'm trying to do a video, buddy. So if I click this TV light, it turns the TV light off. If I click it, it turns it on. I can say, hey Google, turn off the TV light.
Okay, turning the TV light off.
You can see the representation went here. You can add by clicking the plus up here to your dashboard. You can see the grays are the ones that I have in use. If I wanted something, I click on the tile, I click on the device, I click on what it is, and I click, oh, come on, get out of there. I click add and then close it. my screen is a little bit... Oh, there's the scroll bar. It's off my window. Hold on. Alright, we'll just resize here. So that's dashboards, but we'll get into all that. So right now you can manually turn stuff on. I set up this test light, which is just a generic Z-Wave switch that we're going to be adding, removing from Hubitat, adding to Wink, and we're going to go over how I would migrate, or how you would migrate from one to the other. So for my video here, this is mainly going to cover how to migrate devices from Wink to Hubitat without screwing everything up on your smartphone or your other apps or whatever. The main reason I bought Wink originally was for the Dome Z-Wave water sensor. And I was like, okay, does this support it? So I went into devices. I said, add a device. I said, it's Z-Wave. And then I did a pairing. And then I'm like, uh-oh, let me check and see if it is there first. You can go to supported devices, and there are hundreds. But I want to go to Dome. So Dome leak sensor right here. And the Dome water shutoff valve DMWV1 is mine. So they are there. The benefit of that is the robots that I set up on the Wink are available here through the different actions. What you do is, like, when you have a device you want to do something with, like you'll see like the TV light, right? The TV light, I have stuff for a cat timer. So all I did was I went to apps, I downloaded, I click add built-in app, simple lighting, right? And I want to create a new simple light rule. This is very intuitive and simple. Automate lights, select which light. I want to do the shed light, which is not in here yet. I'll do, for example, the dining room light, right? What do we want to do? We want to say update. Now we want to turn it on. We want to turn it off. We want to turn it and set a level. We want to toggle it off and on. We want to turn it on at what time? Sunrise, sunset, specific time, mode changes. Now, yeah, I'm removing that. Now the idea of that is so you can automate different things in your house, just like the robots section on the Wink. The dashboards would be equivalent to the shortcuts on Wink. A lot of people say that you cannot access this from outside, nor does Hubitat recommend that you open this page up to the internet, either through a port forwarding to a static IP address of your Hubitat Hub, or whatever. Just keep it safe. You don't need it. If you have Google Home, you can just use your Google Home app, automate everything, or your Amazon Alexa app, and automate everything over the internet from there. I can still control my devices remotely through Google Home while I'm away from home. And I do have a Nest doorbell and the Nest thermostat, which are also controlled via the Nest app. I'm not going to add them into this smart hub because there's no need for me to. It is in Google Home by default because my Nest account is linked, so I don't really have to worry about it. This is for my light switches, my dimmers, my water shutoff valve, and anything else I'm going to add in. So that's where we're going to leave it right now. Let me remove this test light from the... Oops. So I'll go into devices. Let me say test light. And you click on it, and it will give you a more in-depth. You can configure it. You can flash it off and on, turn it off, turn it on, or refresh it. A lot of different things. But I'm going to go all the way down here and say remove device. Right? So let's go ahead and remove the device. Oh, you can see it's in use by Google Home. So we can go ahead and remove the device. Are you sure you wish to remove this device? Yep. Your hub is in exclusion mode. Follow the manufacturer's instructions to remove this device from your system. So that's all you do. I need to say force remove because the device is not there. So now the test light is not in my list. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the test light to Wink, and then we'll go over how to migrate it back to Hubitat. Okay, so here we are in my kitchen. This is the test light. This is a General Electric Z-Wave grounded plug. So we're going to plug this in and reset it. So I push and hold this button down while I'm plugging it in for like a couple seconds. You'll see it start to blink. Keep holding. Okay, so that has reset the factory defaults. So now, here on my Wink app, I'm going to add a device. Add to Wink, lighting. This is a outlet, I guess. It is a GE plug-in smart switch. Add to Wink. It does the same thing. Okay, so plug it in. Next. Next. Connect now. Press the button on the smart switch. There we go. Success. We're going to name the light. I'm going to call it Test Light. Done. 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 Yep. Okay, so here's my test light. On, off, and I'm just clicking the button. You'll see the on, off. So now I gotta synchronize that. Hey Google, synchronize my devices.
Okay, syncing devices for 4 providers.
4 providers, wow. So now I can go into my Google Home, and you will see at the bottom here, there is test light, which is linked to me, but it is not in a room, which is fine. I can touch it on, so I'll open the device up, I can turn it on and turn it off. And I can also do it verbally. Hey Google, turn on the test light.
Okay, turning the test light on.
Hey Google, turn the test light off.
Okay, turning off the test light.
And the representation on the phone mimics what we have. So that is ready to go in Wink and linked to Google Home. Now how would we move an existing device without factory resetting it from Wink to Hubitat? Let's do that. Okay, so here we are in the living room, and I plugged in the switch right here so we can have access to it. So right now the device is off, but it's plugged in, and we are going to get it added here to the Hubitat. And if you hear a cat meowing in the background, that is just Max saying hello to everyone. So what we're going to do first is you're going to go into your Wink app and you're going to go to your hub. That sound effect was free. So now in the Wink hub, click this little setting button. And it's going to, where the name of your hub is, touch the hub. And scroll down a little bit until you can find Z-Wave. In my case, Z-Wave. Or Zigbee if you have Zigbee devices. So you're going to go Z-Wave. And we're going to set this in what's called exclusion mode. So that way, when I turn the device off and on that I want to move, the Z-Wave won't even acknowledge it for 60 seconds. Now, while I'm doing that, we're just going to put my phone right here. I'm going to go into the Hubitat, and at the top right, I'm going to say Discover a Z-Wave device. Now, there's a little timer over here for it says not in discovery mode, and I apologize, this is on a 65-inch TV. So I'm going to do Start pairing. Well, first I'm going to touch exclusion mode. Success. Now I'm going to say start Z-Wave pairing. A timer ticks off. Now all I'm going to do is press the on-off button on the little test hub. I'm turning it off and I'm turning it on twice. And there it is. So now it's initializing. Now I did not have to factory reset it, and I'm just going to call this test, whoops. I'm going to call this new test switch, because that way I don't have any confusion with anyone saying that it's the same switch. So I have touched nothing here. I'm going to hit save, and it will say done in a second. Okay, saved. Now I'm going to go to my devices, and you will see new test switch. Now we're going to go in the phone, back, and we're going to go back, and we're going to go to lights and power again. Look, it removed itself from Wink automatically. I did not have to delete the device. Its ownership was transferred to Hubitat by having this in exclusion mode while I was adding a new Z-Wave device. And all I had to do was turn this off and on 2 times. I did not have to factory reset it or nothing. The same applies to your light switches, fans, anything you have. As you can see, many devices. I did not have to factory reset any of these. All I had to do was put the Wink in exclusion mode, add this, and flick the switch. Now, issues. Some devices are very picky, and I did not make it in time. If you have a laptop, good to do. Do it on your phone. I have noticed the problem with Safari on my computer here. Now, I am an older version of OS X. This is Yosemite 10.10.5, and my Safari version is 10.1.2. So I don't know if that's an issue, but if I use Chrome, it's fine. Put Chrome on your iPhone if you got one. If you're an Android, you're good to go. And use it locally on your Wi-Fi. That way you can toggle between Wink and the Hubitat web page, and you'd be good to go. You can just cycle through the different ones. Okay, so now that you've added your switch, you need to get it into Google Home. So we're going to go to Apps, and then we're going to go to Google Home. And we're going to click on our devices. And we're going to add the new test switch. And then we're going to say update, and then done. Okay, now that will take you back to the apps, and we're just going to go to devices for now. Hey Google, synchronize my devices.
Sure, syncing devices for 4 providers.
Alright, so we're going to see if anything pops in here on its own. I don't think it will. I think I have to refresh it. Yeah, it's refreshing. Okay, just refresh, so we'll scroll down. There it is. New test switch. It's off. Hey Google, turn on the new test switch.
Sure, turning the new test switch on.
My update is not dynamic, but let's see. On. Okay, that's fine. If I can push a button, you can hear it click off. Let me scroll the camera over to it. Pushing the button. Pushing the button. Okay, so that's on the Hubitat now. So now what? Well, I want a gadget. I want a dashboard app. So I'm going to go to my dashboards up here, and I'm going to click on my dashboard, and I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going to click the little add plus mark, and I'm going to choose this tile right here, and I'm going to tell it the new test switch goes there and what it is. I can make it anything I want. I'm going to just make it a switch because I like how that little button looks. So it's a switch, and I say add tile and close this, and there it is. Hey Google, turn on the new test switch.
Okay, turning the new test switch on.
Cool, and I can use my mouse and turn it off, on. Hey Google, turn off the new test switch.
Okay, turning off the new test switch.
So as you can see, Hubitat or Wink, doesn't matter. If you're tired of Wink's mess ups, I love you Wink, but something's going on with your company. And I haven't seen any new products in over a year, but Hubitat here has plenty to offer, and it's all local. And if your stuff goes out, you can pull the internet out and still control your devices. Now, not with Google Home, but with my dashboard, and any automated scripts you'd pull up will work. So that's it for my quick review of the Hubitat, and it is a Hubitat Elevation. My model is the C5, and it was purchased in April 2019 directly from their website. It was $89 on sale. And I don't know what the price will be when you watch this. Maybe it'll be lower, maybe it'll be higher. Oh, one thing. The Hubitat supports Zigbee and Z-Wave and Lutron, but it does not do the Caseta protocol. You have to have a Lutron bridge to do your Caseta protocol Lutron devices. But I do have several Lutrons that are not the Caseta protocol, and they work fine. Right now, 95% of my house has been moved to the Hubitat, and all of my events, robots that were winkable, are transferred, and they are working fine. It was a little bit of complicated setup figuring out what was what, because I was so used to using a simple app and my thumb to add devices in, and this has so much more to offer. There are different apps for different things. You can do 10 times the automation you could do with Wink, and that's all controlled through the apps. Even on the Hubitat's site, you can download custom code, and you can click the community and go to the custom code, and people make the code for the Hubitat to do certain things for different devices that might suit you for more customization. But overall, it's a wonderful experience, and I was a little bit flustered when I first got it because I couldn't figure out how to transfer the devices. That's why I thought I would make this video to help anyone else who's new to Hubitat, or just new from Smart Things or any of the other hub manufacturers, Wink, Apple, whatever, to get your devices transferred without the factory reset nightmare and adding them all back into all the rooms and different things. Because while I only have 20-something devices, several people have hundreds of devices, which could be a very problematic experience. So Hubitat Elevation C5, $89 directly from Hubitat.com. So if you're pissed off at Wink and you want to migrate to something that's really cool, this is for you. So once again, thank you for watching. Have a great day.